Hello, my fashion friends, and welcome to my channel. I'm Katya, and here I share everything you need to know to become a fashion stylist, no matter what. This week's topic is about visibility, so let's just get it on. So when I talk about visibility, what I mean is exposure. We all love that word. Everyone that's in any kind of creative business knows this, because usually in your first years of work, or at least like when you're still learning and carving your skills and things like that, you're being paid with exposure. So I know everybody hates this word, but you need it. At the beginning, you really do need it. Exposure is basically how you market yourself, how you promote yourself, and obviously there are many ways of how you can do this. So I will just share a few tips and a few ideas on how you can do that at the very beginning when you are still building your portfolio, and basically need to network and find people so that you can create more and eventually become a professional and get paid millions of dollars for your work. All right. So when you are marketing yourself, the very important thing is visual presentation, especially because we all work in an industry that's all about the visual. So think about how you're going to present yourself and how you're going to present your work. Think about branding. Think about what colors you're gonna use, what fonts you're gonna use, all the kind of stuff that expresses who you are without actually saying who you are. I'm not gonna go too deep about this because you have many books, many YouTube tutorials on this topic, so do look into that. Another important thing is to establish what your goals are, to think what do you want to achieve with whatever you're doing. Who you want to reach, who you're talking to, who are your clients. This is going to differ if you're a personal stylist or if you're an editorial stylist or if you're an e-commerce stylist. It's all going to be very different in messaging and how you communicate with the outside world. So in this regard, you have to think of like what your message is, what you're saying when you are presenting your portfolio, when you're presenting your pictures, your blog posts, or whatever. Like, what is the message? What do you want to say? What do you want to come across as? Think about what kind of language you're going to be using, all those kind of details. Again, this is a lot to do with branding. And then last but not least, think about which platform will best suit your niche and where your target audience, where your target clients are hanging out. If you're an e-commerce stylist, maybe that's LinkedIn. If you're more into editorial, then probably Instagram is a better choice. Also, all these platforms, they have different formats, so think about which format best suits your work. Now I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into the platforms that I think are like most common to use for fashion stylists. The very obvious is Instagram. Why? Because it's super visual. It's just a square, a photo, and a little description. Yeah, plus videos, plus reels, but that comes later. So how you can use Instagram to gain visibility, to promote your work, and potentially reach your clients' network. First of all, share your work. Use hashtags that are relevant for your work, for your niche, and think about what your clients would be looking for. So do include hashtags. Again, I'm not an expert on Instagram. You have thousands of tutorials on YouTube. I'm gonna share a few that I follow, and because Instagram is an ever-changing platform, usually the algorithms change on a monthly basis, so there's always something new going on. So do keep updated with what's going on in Instagram. and do adjust your strategy according to what's going on. But something that's probably always gonna stick is you have to interact with others. You have to find other profiles that are relevant for you and relevant for your niche, relevant for your profession and work, and interact with them. Also interact with their followers to gain your followers. And then another way that you can gain more visibility is to collaborate with other profiles who already have an audience. That's what I have to say about Instagram. You can create a YouTube channel. Maybe it's not the most obvious thing for an editorial stylist to do that, but you can. Like, you can make behind the scenes videos from your photo shoots. There's actually not many, at least I haven't found. And I think it would be very insightful for other fashion stylists to do that. You can promote your work and yourself through YouTube videos. If you're a personal stylist, then you can always share like tips and tricks of how and what to wear. Those topics are always very popular on YouTube. Do a little bit of research and see like where is the gap in the market, what people are searching for. There are many search engines and many apps and different services where you can find out what is trending, what is popular. So look into it and see what suits your niche and your brand. Facebook, I feel like Facebook is becoming less and less popular. It's a good platform to promote your services because you can put like everything there, like all the contacts and everything, your work, your pictures. So that's good. You can definitely use it for that, but I don't spend too much time there, to be honest, anymore. I feel like Facebook is like so 2002. Wait, did it exist in 2002? Probably. Okay, let's move on. Websites and blogs. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Blogs are also very 2002. But the thing is, like, with the blog, if you're using SEO, if you're using the right keywords, if you are very consistent, updating, if your topics that are very interesting, very current, and nobody else is doing them, then you can, you can get views, you can be seen, you can promote yourself through a blog. It's what happened with me actually. Like, I started a blog back in, I'm gonna say 2002 again, but probably not. I don't know, let's say 2005. I don't know. It's when blogs were a thing, but I was one of the first in Slovenia, and a lot of the people in the fashion industry actually got to know me through my blog. So that was like my first step into this world. Today is a bit different, but you can still find your special language, your special niche, and try to break through. Why not? Like, I feel like because the number of blogs and like how active they are like really decrease, maybe now you actually have a better chance. But you can include a blog as a part of your website. It's always good to have a website just to have everything in one place and it looks more professional. Even if you're starting out, if you don't want to invest in building, I don't know, the most fancy website, there's so many free platforms that you can use. Just, make one. You can make it in a few hours, put everything on, update it with your work and pictures, put what services you're offering. You can even put a price list if you want, but do get yourself a website. Like, I should shut up because I don't actually have a website for my styling services anymore. And then there's LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I don't know. I think it depends on what industry you're in. I don't know if it's so relevant for fashion professionals, but it's kind of like having a online CV. It never hurts to, be present in more places than just one. When you get around it, when you get the time, when you have a few hours free, do create, if you don't have it yet, a LinkedIn page and just like regularly update it with your project, with who you work. It's good because you can keep track of like all the references and all the projects that you've done. So that's that. Another thing that I think is important on all these platforms and branding is to use your own name. I read this in a book. Wait. So a lot of the stuff that I just told you, I actually read in this book, The Brand Call You. It's actually a bit outdated, but it just basically tells you how whatever you're creating, whatever business you're making, it's you who is the brand and you're building everything around that. So I do recommend this. It is by Peter Montoya and Tim Wenhey. Yeah, so that's that. And then there are a bit more unconventional ways of how you can get your work and yourself seen by people, how you can reach your audience, how you can reach more people, how you can build connections, network, and potentially get more work. You can start a podcast or be a guest at a podcast. It needs to be something related to what you do so that you reach the right people. Magazine submissions. There are probably 500 magazines, fashion magazines in the world or more. Let's say it's a good number, 500. Probably at least half of them accept submissions, and even the ones that they don't, if you send them your work and it's gonna be amazing, they're gonna publish it. Probably you're not gonna be paid. Maybe on bigger magazines, yes. Some magazines you even have to pay to be featured, but always, 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 as a fashion stylist, your goal is to be published and your work to be seen by other fashion professionals, and you just gain credibility with published work. That's it, period. So submit your work, get seen. If you're not into doing your own blog, then you can always just be a guest blogger for someone. Again, fashion related stuff related to your niche, guest blog posts, always good to get more exposure. You can try reaching local newspapers, local magazines, local radio stations and be featured there with an interview or just like a little profile. You can be a guest on other people's YouTube channels. Just basically any media, social media outlets. You can use all of them to promote your work. The end goal is to create a buzz about you and your work, your skills, your achievements. So don't be shy in promoting yourself. The more people that you reach, the more people that see your work, the more chances you will have to not just to be recognized, but the end goal is to book jobs, right? And to get amazing projects and to travel the world shooting with the best photographers, working with the best models or clients, depending on what niche you're in. But anyway, to become a famous stylist and become rich, right? So good luck with that. Tell me in the comments if you have any questions, but I think that's it for this week. Thank you for sticking until the end and see you next time. Bye.